Today we celebrate the Nativity of St. John the Baptist, and it's a beautiful feast day with a lot for us to think about and to pray about. But one thing I'd like to focus on is the date itself. It is June 24th, which is the same day that St. John the Baptist feast is celebrated every year. It points to an interesting tradition in the church's calendar. There's a lot of correlation between some of the dates. For example, we celebrate the Immaculate Conception on December 8th, which is the day that Mary was conceived without original sin. 9 months later, on September 8th, we celebrate the Nativity of Our Lady. Likewise, we celebrate Christmas on December 25th, and 9 months before that, we celebrate the Annunciation, when the angel Gabriel came to Mary and said, "Behold, you'll conceive and bear a son," and the Holy Spirit overshadowed her. And this feast day of St. John the Baptist falls right in that same kind of trend or way of working with the calendar. In the scriptures, it tells us that St. John the Baptist was already 6 months in Elizabeth's womb when the angel Gabriel came to Mary. So we understand that he is then 6 months older than Jesus. So when we celebrate Jesus' birthday on December 25th, now we celebrate St. John the Baptist's birthday about 6 months before on June 24th. But there's a reason, too, why we have those dates of December 25th and June 24th. Think about what's going on in the time of the year at those two times. Of course, December 25th is in the middle of winter, pretty close to the time of the winter solstice when the daylight is the shortest. And St. John the Baptist feast day, June 24th, is pretty much in line with the summer solstice when the daylight is the longest. And the church has always seen a symbol in this way of how the world is working, that Jesus comes into the world at the dark part of the world and brings his light there. He is the light, the true light, as we know. So when Jesus is born into the world, the daylight increases from that point on throughout the year. But at the point where John the Baptist is born, the daylight is already the greatest. In a way, you could say the light of John is shining, just like it shone as he was baptizing people in the Jordan River before Jesus came and then preached and proclaimed the good news. The light of John is showing. But we know one thing about St. John. In the scriptures, it says that when he saw Jesus coming and his disciples came to him and said, "John, this Jesus guy is preaching. What are we going to do about it?" John said, "He must increase and I must decrease." And so, as we celebrate June 24th, from this day on, roughly the summer solstice to the time when Jesus is born, the light of John decreases. And then when Jesus is born into the world, his light increases. And that's such a beautiful, I think, way that the church uses the calendar to teach us something too. And it's a good thing for us to remember and pray about today too. Our own need to let Jesus' light shine and our light to diminish, in a sense. That when people see us and think of us, that they really see and hear and encounter Christ in us. That we are trying to be his presence in the world and bringing him to other people, not to give glory to ourselves, but to give glory to him. So let us say, along with St. John the Baptist, he must increase, I must decrease.